start the stream. Okay. Let's... excellent connection. Good. Is anybody there? Ah, hi. Hello. Hello. Okay, good. It appears that things are working, which is excellent. Yes, it has been quite a while since I've done this, and yes, this is just a picture of a rabbit that I took. Hello. Am I sad again? Not at the moment. She-Ra is a series. I think I watched the modern pilot, and I haven't watched anything else of that franchise. Let's see. I do not have a 360 of my avatar now. I'm doing okay, yes. Yesterday I was able to get a lot of my feelings off my chest. I could actually probably do a lot of different accents. I've actually tried to do accents before. And I've been good. Growing around is still going okay. We're still trying to get the animatic done. What are my least favorite video game genres? Stealth. Stealth is a bad genre. I don't like it. I haven't even heard of Captain or Kid Cosmic. Do I watch anime? Not too often. Are you planning on any SpongeBob episodes in the future? Not at the moment. I've got so many other projects with me. Thank you, Tiger Ninja. What is your stance on hard work versus talent? All talent comes from hard work. Do you agree Batman Mr. Freeze? I haven't seen that one. Why am I losing so many subscribers? I have no idea. It's no matter what I do, it's been that way for like years now at this point. I've been in a game of Pong between 100 or 270k and 280k. Never going below 270, but never above 280. It's honestly bizarre. Are you planning on doing an episode of ADHD? Maybe. I don't know. What is your opinion of Celeste? I have it, but it's one of the million games I've yet to play. We got spam. Not you. There we go. Spam is spam. I have not seen Raya and the Last Dragon because I don't want to support Disney as a company at this point. After my Soul review and Mulan 2, it's going to be a while before I do anything Disney, as much as I can avoid it. Have you heard about Sia's movie music? No. Are you planning on reviewing any Family Guy episode? What I plan to do is written on my website. There's a Loud House episode, there's the PSAs, there's Mulan 2, and Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think. Might have been something else thrown in there, I don't know. My favorite game genre is 3D platformer. Do you have a favorite vegetable or fruit? I like pears. Have you seen the pilot of Camp Coral? No, it's something that I'm choosing not to watch. It's an option. I do not like mashed potatoes. I really do like mac and cheese, though. Yes, there's going to be an Atrocity Season 7. I haven't seen the BoJack finale. REM is okay. Yeah, we got a vaccine way sooner than I thought because it was completely unprecedented. Like, you have to appreciate, like, how much of a miracle it is that we got this so incredibly soon. And, yeah, like I did say, I believe I did say that I would be happy to be wrong, and that's one of the things I'm happy to be wrong on. I have yet to play Super Mario Galaxy. Or Camp. I don't watch a lot. Hello. There we go. A lot of spam tonight. Am I doing more challenge accepted? That's just one of the things that's been left to the wayside. If Avatar had a 4th season made back in 2008, it probably would have been good. Although the story ended where it did, I don't know if they would have done with the 4th season. Why the bunny? I don't know. It's just the picture I took. I take pictures of the animals around my house sometimes. Favorite cartoon with a female protagonist? I don't know. My brain, it's been hot lately, and my mind's just not been all too on top of things. Yes, Loud House is getting quite bad now. Unfortunately, it seems to be taking the SpongeBob route. I'm going to get a drink. Does the rabbit have a name? No, it's Wild. I got a can of root beer. You plan on doing Nicorama series with another... I think you mean channel? Maybe. I don't know. Like, there were only, like, 2 other major cartoon channels. But doing something like Nicorama takes a lot of stamina. And stamina isn't entirely my strong point. Yeah, the vaccine development, like you have, like, just appreciate the accomplishment. Please play Among Us. I have before. You don't want to play with me. I'm too good at the game. Is the world better without Donald Trump as president? It's too soon to tell. The guy's only been out of office a couple of months. You got to give that time. It isn't until a few years until a president's overall success or failures become completely known, and that's being generous. Like, we're still getting information of, like, Bush and Obama and how good or bad their terms really were. Have I smoked weed? No, I don't do the drugs. Futurama review? I think I already did one. Gorillas is pretty cool. Thoughts on My Little Pony G5? I have not been keeping up on that news. The Soul review is going to be coming up by this time next week. It's going to be the finale of Admirable Animations. 2020's worst decade in history. 1, no. 2, it's not. It's just getting started. It's got a lot of time to go in a good or bad direction. Keep in mind the 2010s and the 2000s. Oh, they both started pretty shitty. I think the last decade that started out well was the 90s. Thoughts on Big Mouth? I put it on the top worst cartoons of the 2010s. How much did you spend on the Pickle Rick mug? I believe in between 10 and 15 bucks. Do you have any opinions about the Capitol riots? It's something that shouldn't have happened. I don't know what to say about it. It's something that happened that shouldn't have happened. I don't think it's as bad as 9/11 as some people seem to be claiming or something like that. It's a bad thing. It's not that bad. Do you have an opinion on Lily Orchard? Not really. Do you feel prideful in your asexuality? It's something I don't think about. I haven't seen Final Space either. Do you like King of the Hill? Usually. It was a pretty good show, although it had quite a few bad episodes. Are you going to be reviewing the Rugrats reboot when it comes out? Maybe. Oh yeah, that's another episode that I'm reviewing before in season 6. A King of the Hill episode, Hank's Choice. Read any good books lately? Hello, Sarah Crossing. The latest book I've read is the 4th book in the Wayside series that came out this last year. When's the Rise of the TMNT review? I guess that's an announcement. I am postponing it. I'm still gonna do it. It's just something that's probably best for a finale. It's just getting things too stuck up in the mud, and I want to get the actual, real projects going. Favorite Animal Crossing villager? Wolfgang. I haven't seen Sponge on the Run either. Yes, the 4th Wayside book is very good. It's a book that was clearly written in response to the emotions of the pandemic, and I think it's a good... It really is good to help people deal with the emotions. Favorite president? I still need to do a lot of research on the older presidents to make that call. I only really know the presidents of my lifetime, and only moderately at that. What do you think of PewDiePie? He's just the dude. Thoughts on the Nostalgia Critic and channel? Awesome. I think I mentioned it before. What Queen song do you think would fit in a Marvel film? I don't know. I don't watch Marvels or superhero stuff. There we go. Goodbye to spam. I thought I said goodbye to spam. There we go. Thoughts on Animats? I understand that he doesn't like me very much. So, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know if I'm going to say anything in response. I don't like the guy. Thank you, John Davis. Do you have Disney Plus? No. The only streaming service I have is Amazon Prime. I don't know why that one's hidden. Comedy Central, I think is... it's been a while. I remember that they just really like to rely on South Park way too much. Any games at the moment, I've really been getting into RimWorld. On a scale 1 to 10, how would you rate Reanimated? It's probably a 4 out of 10. I mean, you can get a lot of fun just riffing on that stupid movie. And I don't know what Charm X is. Any thoughts on Todd in the Shadows? I liked him a lot as a reviewer, but lately, in the past few years, it seems that he's kind of lost a lot of passion about what he's doing. On top of that, the direction that mainstream music has gone is something that I really don't gel with. Thoughts on Lily Orchard? I told you, I have none. Do you like superhero shows? I've liked a few of them. Superhero shows these days, not very much. RimWorld stories. Either they go on for quite a long time, or I get killed by a warg in the first couple of days. Do you like musicals? Well, I do like Disney films, and a lot of them are musicals. What's your favorite drink for recording in general? I like the Mountain Dew. Your favorite animated movie? Spoiler alert, my favorite animated movie is Soul. You guys keep asking me about things I never seen. It's almost like you expect me to be like a critic in something, like know about what's coming out. Thank you. We all need some calming content once in a while, as opposed to very, very depressing videos. Favorite bands? I really like Walk the Moon. Favorite Christmas movie? The original Grinch, I guess. Like the original Grinch. Are you doing a Sailor Moon review? No? Is there a release date for your big PSA video? When it's done. When it's done. No Office, tour. Because my Office is largely the same. Thoughts on the Pepe Le Pew controversy? I think cancel culture is stupid, but I'm surprised it took this long for people to try to cancel Pepe Le Pew. Like, his shtick has, quote-unquote, always been problematic. He was always my least favorite Looney Tune anyway, because I never really liked his gag. I'm not too much into cringe comedy. Do you read books much? Not really. What do you think of Vegan Gains? That's not a name I've heard in a very long time. Is he even still on the platform? What happened to Growing Around? I still work on it all the time. Like, my video last week, you saw me, like, doing a speed draw of the main character. Has your stress alleviated at all since the vaccine? My stress alleviated, not tied to the vaccine, but the fact that, just things calmed down, I guess. What am I playing right now? I'm not playing anything right at this moment. Were you a Catholic? I don't know what denomination we were on. I don't know what denomination we were, specifically. Some sort of Christian Catholic. My family, we did spend a lot of time like at church and stuff, but they never took it like that seriously. I have not seen the second South Park pandemic special, but I do want to. What's the worst cartoon theme? I heard he made that video. How are you doing in the wintertime? Better than I was doing in the summertime. Thoughts on Shafrillis Productions. I really like him, although, like, our opinions are different constantly. I'm wondering if that might have something to do with the generational gap, but, like, he's a really good reviewer. We just, like, share, like, no opinions at all. The best color is blue. Would you make more topic of the weeks like the Butch Hartman one? I'm not... probably. Like, I'm just gonna really be talking about what's on my mind, you know? If you had to do karaoke, what would your go-to karaoke song? The parody of Eye of the Tiger... Or, no, the parody of Carry On My Wayward Son that says, karaoke's not that fun. Topic of the week is an evolution of a lot of things, like mixed messages, the random video essays I did way back when, like the animation genre, and some journals that I posted to DeviantArt. How would a Howard Stern type work in today's world? They'd be on one of these back channel. They'd probably be in the commentary community. To be completely honest with you. My favorite horror movie is Cabin in the Woods. Do you watch any sports? Not really. Have you got a chance to listen to Sabaton? No. Thoughts on Hollow Knight? That is a game that I still need to get. What do you think of the Pokemon fandom? I think that's a topic that I don't even want to get into right now. I haven't actually read most of the comments on the last video. On, like, on, like, contentious videos like that, I tend to try avoiding reading the comments. Favorite Samurai Jack episode? I already said that too. Season 5, Episode 2. Are you more of a classical liberal? I don't really have a label. I'm kind of a libertarian, but a lot of the libertarians I meet have very conflicting values and are kind of... I disagree a lot with a lot of libertarians, but that's the closest to what I am. Yes, I've heard the cut song from the Lorax. It's a pretty good one. Do you prefer Sonic or Mario? I was always a Mario guy. I don't really vote because, like, at least in the big elections and stuff, I don't think I'd be happy with either candidates, even in a lesser of two evils kind of way. And on smaller type elections, everyone is largely the same where I am. I live in a very blue state, so pretty much all of the elected officials are probably going to be pretty blue. My favorite video game of all time is Stardew Valley. Why the fuck did you review Extra Credits? Because they had gone downhill very, very much. They were also animated, so it was fair game. Like, I was a Nintendo kid, had the Super Nintendo, not the Genesis. The first Sonic game I ever experienced was Sonic Heroes. Would you consider discussing Burger King's sexist ad or Cosmodor and his flimsy apology? I don't want to talk about Cosmo. Like, I think that's already a well-worn bridge, and everyone has said their piece about it. As for the Burger King thing, that was just hilariously stupid. Thank you, Kayla W. I hope so. One of the reasons that I did start this weekly thing is because I really wanted to stop my channel from basically stagnating. Favorite cartoon pre-21st century? Probably Hey Arnold. The worst Family Guy episode is probably Screams of Silence. What piece of media surprised you most in 2020? Uh, I guess the Wayside book. I didn't experience much new. Have you checked out Glitch Text? No. I think I've watched a couple of episodes of Bless the Hearts. What's your favorite shows that nosedived in quality? Lately, that would be The Loud House. Why are you looking at a random ass rabbit? Because animals are interesting. I got a picture of, like, a wasp if you'd like to see that instead. Yeah, the Burger King Twitter thing was just... it was just absolutely hilariously stupid. Have you had any interesting changes happen in your life recently? I don't know about that. Do you have a pet? Not particularly. Maybe you like to see the wasp, but I don't. What was the silver lining to the pandemic for you? Oh, what I'm hoping happens is that this has changes to a lot of broken systemic issues, like the medical expert community, how social media works, and how the media talks about this kind of stuff. Like, I do think that in the long run this is going to change the scientific community for the better. No, I didn't actually break the Pickle Rick mug. Was my editing that good? I don't make promises that far in advance. I don't know if the TMNT review will be done. Thoughts on Gavin Newsom? He is one of the worst. Like, Cuomo is the absolute worst. But as for the other ones, it's hard to compare. Cuomo is just, or Newsom is just one of the big five. Do you like trading cards? Yes. Thoughts on the game, Grumps? Don't watch them. Face reveal. You saw that the other day. What's your favorite decade of animation? Either the 2010s or the 90s. I, at current date, do not have to deal with the Cyberstalker. Who's the governor of Texas? For Gregory, I think it was Greg Abbott, and he's not one of the worst, no. The big five of the worst governors throughout the pandemic are Newsom from California, Cuomo from New York, Whitmer from Michigan, Wolf from Pennsylvania, and Murphy from New Jersey. I believe they're all currently under investigation for the nursing home scandals. How do you think The Loud House is declining in quality? I think that's better left for an actual review. Like, I'm going to review the Schooled episode to really get into it. And thoughts on CN going into it. I haven't really kept up with Cartoon Network lately. Thoughts on Texas opening? They should have done it way sooner. But I'm glad that we're opening now. Are you a Republican? No, I hate party politics. History will be the judge of if DeSantis is good or bad. David Ige, I believe Hawaii is one on the next levels of Massachusetts and Connecticut that have had very harsh lockdowns, but their governors didn't do anything completely evil. Everyone has regrets. Thoughts on the Democrat? I'm not too into Nevada politics. Hesbin Hotel is pretty good. How are things with Pie Guy Rules? I haven't talked to him in years. But after my stance on lockdowns and the pandemic, I'm pretty sure that many of my colleagues don't want to deal with me. Do you have an old school CRT TV? The newest television in my house has a VCR built into it. That is the most modern television in my house. What are your hopes and expectations for the Avatar studios? That it's better, that whatever they make is better than Korra. Are you concerned about the theater industry? I think theaters will eventually make a bounce back. That's an interesting idea, Hunter DeMello. You'll have to flesh it out before anyone can make, like, an established opinion on it, though. When will your next live stream be? I don't know. I do not schedule these. Have you dealt with Turkey Tom lately? No, I haven't talked to him in a very long time. Since the incidences, I guess. I hear he's been dealing with his own drama. I don't know how that's gone. Are you going to review another Glenn Martin? Probably not. It's not a show worth multiple reviews. Do you support nuclear power? Yes, it is the only way that we are ever getting off of fossil fuels, and environmentalists really need to stop opposing it. It has its issues, but it is the only way we are ever feasibly getting off of fossil fuels. Thoughts on LGBT representation in cartoons? I think it's coming along alright, but like I said, I don't have my ears to the ground on modern cartoons. Do you speak Russian? No. What's the biggest problem with modern cartoons, in your opinion? That's a topic for a full video kind of thing. Are you multilingual? Not really. Yes, nuclear weapons are bad. Are you going to review DC Superhero Girls? I'm not going to rule it out. Yes, Scold from the Loud House is really going to be reviewed. That episode just made me feel awkward. Like, they have a lot of Canadian stereotypes, and I know it's okay to, like, make fun of that country, at least in media today, but, like, if it was any other country, it'd be just one of the most uncomfortable things imaginable. Even it being Canada, it did make that episode very uncomfortable. The next Storm of the North review, it's not something I'm actively focusing on right now. Thoughts on 21st century humor? It is too mimetic. Yes, I am well aware that I've been losing subscribers. Who is the perviest Nickelodeon creator? That's too hard to tell. Any games you're looking forward to this year? Imposter Factory, the third installment in the To the Moon series. I watched the first Pandemic special, not the second one. I generally stay away from these streaming services. Hello, Ryan. School definitely has a few funny gags, but it's marred with a bunch of problems. I said earlier in this stream that Stardew Valley is my favorite video game of all time. No, I'm not doing top 10 advertisements part 2. Do you like to play 2048? I played that a few times. Owl House I haven't seen. My favorite Pokemon is Whimsicott. I've answered many of these questions before. Do you like a regular show? I did, although I didn't get too much into it, I think. Zombie conspiracy. What about eco-friendly sources like solar panels? Solar panels and wind turbines have issues that need to be sorted out. They do produce waste of some kind. Like, solar panels don't last forever, and when they're retired, they have very bad waste. And wind turbines require clear-cutting forests, and they chop up a lot of birds. You can make whatever videos you would like. What is your favorite cartoon on 2020 so far? I haven't actually watched many new ones. I don't really read many comics now. Is nuclear power harmful? It can be. But there is no energy source that doesn't have a drawback of some kind. I really do like Lord of the Rings. Season 5 of The Lighthouse has gotten a lot less grounded in reality. It's gone really far into the speculative fiction, which isn't really a problem, it's just interesting. What happened to my tooth? It's been that way for years now. Favorite Nintendo Switch game? That would probably be New Horizons. I haven't seen Hell of a Boss. Yes, The Rise Atrocity will still be coming out. I just need to reschedule things. Why are rabbits the best? I don't know, their population explodes outside my house, I know that much. Yeah, that's because I tend to hide what my teeth looks like. What are your thoughts on Saber's power? He's alright. I haven't really watched his content in a very long time, though. Thoughts on modern Pixar? Between Onward and Soul, it seems like Pixar is making a comeback. What's your thoughts on Steven Universe Future? I haven't seen that yet, but Steven Universe and their PSAs is gonna be... No, I don't live in Brooklyn. What made you stop doing MLP reviews? Losing interest in it. I don't know why school picked Zoom as their method of communication. There are many internet communication services, and they picked literally the worst one. Yes, I like the 2003 Ninja Turtles series, as you can see in Nickorama. Are you going to be doing a review of the Gumball movie when it comes out? I don't know. I don't make these decisions before the things come out. Please talk about those awful PSAs. That's what the review is for. It's your opinion on chicken wings. Not my favorite part of the chicken. I have not played Breath of the Wild yet. It's another one of the million games on my backlog. Feeling on John Oliver. I don't like him. I think he's very dishonest and very disingenuous. Hell of a Boss I haven't seen, and the PS5 I'm probably not going to get. All fads die sooner or later. Do you read manga? Not really. I had no idea that the Lord of the Rings series was coming out on Amazon. Thoughts on the Grubhub delivery dance ad? It's just another awkward, cringy advertisement. There's nothing special about it. I played a few first-person shooters. Unreal Tournament, I played a lot. Best mainstream news network? There is none. They're all bad. All of them are bad. What's so bad about Zoom? It's non-functional. It doesn't work. Do you dislike liberals? A lot of stuff. Look, if this was like 15 years ago, I would seem like I hate on conservatives, because right now liberals and left-leaning politics have the zeitgeist. They're the dominant culture, and they're the ones who have the ideology that's most worthy of criticism at the moment. When they get so many mistakes and alienate so many people, eventually the right's going to take over again, and it's going to be awkward and stupid as it was in the 2000s. I prefer Coke to Pepsi. What consoles do I own? Too many to count. Too many to count. What's my top 3 children's shows? That's a good question. I don't know. I have to think about that. Strange Days at Blake Halsey High was a show I really liked, although that's not really a kid's show. What do you think of Moral Oral? I've seen a few episodes. They're really respectable, but I don't know if I could talk about that show on YouTube. Worst animation company, like from a moral standpoint or from like a creative standpoint? The worst from a creative standpoint is Illumination, and the worst from a moral standpoint is Disney. Yes, I think Soul is better than Inside Out and Up. I don't read comics. What's an undisputed favorite from the Nintendo 60? My favorite N64 game is Banjo-Kazooie. Do you feel that liberals are more disingenuous than conservatives? At the moment, well, your average person is your average person. I mean, right now it seems the liberals have more disingenuous people because more of them are prominent. And they can still stay prominent while being disingenuous. Right now, if a conservative is disingenuous, they get lambasted to high hell. My favorite GameCube game is Gauntlet Dark Legacy. What's your thoughts on Marge Simpson's voice recently? It is... The voice actress for Marge really needs to retire. She cannot do it like she used to. And it's not even just Marge. Bart's voice is going too. Thoughts on Hank Hill? He's just a character. My favorite card game is probably Yu-Gi-Oh! Usually I make videos because I'm passionate. I mean, occasionally I do make a video because I need to put something out, but it's usually usually I put a lot of passion into them. It's kind of why my channel isn't doing so best. I would be a lot more successful if I didn't give a shit and just treated this like a corporatized job, just make something every single week kind of deal. Well, that's the most disappointing film you've seen. The last film I watched is Evan Almighty. It is terrible. If you could travel through time, where would you go and why? Woodstock sounds pretty fun to go, without changing the timeline. How is your channel not doing so well? I don't know. Maybe it's a glitch, maybe it's me, maybe somebody at YouTube don't like me, I don't know. Last film before the pandemic in theaters. Last film I saw in theaters before the pandemic was Lion King 2019. The last film that was in theaters was probably Pixar's Onward. Why the hell is... Mother 3 is a game that I really want to play. Although I have not played it yet. Yeah, the rap's good. Rugrats reboot animations. Why aren't you verified? I don't know how to get verified. Do not see Evan Almighty. It's terrible. It's a bad film. Thank you, Jonathan Ross. Thoughts on Bill Maher? I haven't watched anything of his in a long time. Although I hear that he's been critical of the pandemic response as well, which is unusual for his political persuasion, let's say. Bruce Almighty is pretty good. Its sequel is not. What are the pros and cons of Texas reopening? The pros are that they're reopening. The cons that it took over a year because closing down and lockdowns do not stop the spread or even slow it down. I go to bed at 4 in the morning. Should I watch Evan Almighty if you want to watch a bad film? The best movie sequel is probably Toy Story 2. Thank you very much, Cold Summer. Should the voting age be lowered? I do not think so, no. You have every right to think that Solo is overrated. I just really loved it because it's one of those pieces of media that just hit me right where I needed to be hit. Okay, it's not when you go to bed that's important, it's how much sleep you actually get that's important, and I get 8 hours every single night. Anyway, I do think that my voice is getting tired, and I think it's time for us to end this, so... What are your thoughts on pro wrestling? I don't watch pro wrestling. So I will see you guys all next time. Thank you for the questions. My voice is tired. It's time for me to go. See ya. There's the